Hello and welcome to the Catalog Collector. Today we have another very fine watchmaker, Ferdinand Berthoud, or however you pronounce it. So, 1753. The revival of a legend. You know what that means? It's an old company revived by a modern watchmaker. Carl Friedrich Schaufel, or however you pronounce that, acquired the name in 2006. As you know from my experience with reviewing these kinds of companies, I do like them. To an extent. I think a watchmaker just reviving this kind of company and not doing anything about that company, just making his own watches under that company, is not necessarily good, but Ferdinand Berthoud is one of the good guys, from what I can see. Yes, Castle of the Berthoud dynasty, watchmaker who left his mark on history. Yes. 26 years old, awarded the title of Master Clockmaker. Yeah, Ferdinand Berthoud, yeah. Accuracy of his marine clocks catapulted in 1770. Most prestigious title of his era, clockmaker mechanic to the king and to the navy. 1770. That is a long time ago with, well, watches that didn't look anything like that. Let's put it that way. A new era. So a tourbillon movement. But not just a tourbillon movement, because you have a nice fusee, which, I mean, I love fusees. They look spectacular. They don't move that much, but you just have to admit that something about this just looks cool. This, which I'm not quite sure about, is that part of the fusee or what? I don't know what that is, but it sure looks interesting. It has some kind of jewel on it. Maybe that's inside the cone? I don't know. I really don't know. But that looks interesting. And then, of course, the tourbillon cage over here. It's a pretty nice looking, nicely designed and nicely proportioned movement with quite a big tourbillon, actually. I didn't mention that. It looks to be a pretty big tourbillon. Oh, a constant force. Well, I guess constant force goes from the fusee, right? I do like that blued little bridge. And look, already 3 pages. 1, 2, 3, and 3 different movement colorings, which is nice. And so, you put that nice little movement in an interesting case. Is this a dress watch? No, it's not. And the more of these high-end companies are starting to do that, putting these incredible movements, incredibly high-end movements, in these non-dress watchy cases. So I think we have to term a new term. We have to come up with a new name for these cases. I think they should be perhaps called luxury cases. Not dressy, not sporty, not field, not diver, obviously, but luxury. Because a simple dress watch case was not enough. And with this watch, unlike a lot of other luxury watch brands where a crazy looking case is not necessarily good, it really does fit this. I mean, this watch doesn't really tell you the time quite clearly. You got a teeny tiny little sub-register. The power reserve is almost as big as that hour and minute register. Nice large centiseconds, as you would expect. A nice cutout, I have to say. I'm not usually a huge fan of open-worked dials, especially ones where you just have a little hole cut out. But here it's done quite nicely. And GPHG, an award. Yeah. Of course, chronometer, 18 karat rose gold, black ceramic, which is nice. I love ceramics on watches. But with this watch, I would not get that one and black ceramic. I would probably get this with writing on it. Because that, to me, is just... this writing here, it really makes the watch incredible. It elevates it from, alright, nice movement. I mean, this has writing too, but this has cursive writing, so it's better. Nice watch. Yes, hot horology. Yes, high quality. Yes, luxury. Yes, beautiful. Yes, incredible craftsmanship. Art. That's the difference some writing makes. Sometimes words are more powerful than a photo, or a picture, or something physical. Well, actually, that's not exactly true, because it's how these words look that makes it so beautiful. Yeah. And from this catalog, we, have one more interesting thing, and that's this. Well, I don't know if it's one more. Yeah, one more. And that's this. That is quite interesting, isn't it? It's quite different than that. Let's see what we have here. We have disc type hours display. A disc hours. Quite interesting, quite nice. Unique, special, especially in this kind of configuration where you've got a lot of open space and then this tiny little thing. And then your minutes, seconds, and then power reserve, where you can see the power reserve mechanism, which I find good. What happened here? This thing fell. Let me get the microphone higher. Let's hope that doesn't fall again. Oh, it's falling. Let me. Sorry about that. And slightly different color, and the end. Basically one movement. Couple different designs, especially that writing one. Actually, I think the white gold speaks more to me than the rose gold. Let me bring you in for a close-up and focus. Yeah, that does look quite nice, doesn't it? I mean, it really is something. And this catalog I got from a boutique in New York City, not a Ferdinand Berthoud boutique, but I forgot where it was. One of those stores with many watches, many different brands in them. It's probably an old catalog and they have a lot more things right now, but even if they only had this, that's something, isn't it? Really, really something. And I've got to say, I do like this.
I usually don't love tourbillons, but this is one that I just, well, the more I look at it, the more I like it. And the more depressed I get that I'm probably never gonna get it. But what can you do? It is quite a beautiful movement. The tourbillon in it is just well made, and I love this photo on the catalog with, I love these renders when they put it and kind of everything broken apart so you can see where everything goes and how everything moves. I just love these renders. But of course, having an actual movement is so much the better. Ferdinand Berthoud, not much else to say in this catalog. Oh, well, I can say that this catalog is very well put together. It's thin, yes, because they don't have that much. Cover's nice. It's sort of a bigger form of these, of the small regular catalog, which I think is nice. If you're gonna do a thin softcover catalog, have some nice big photos, which they do. Ferdinand Berthoud does. And lots of empty space, lots of roominess. And I do like, I have to say, I really do like the, let me get to, with all these movements and the design, I mean the photos and everything of each model, I do like how it's presented relatively, the watch is relatively similar angles and everything, and then you have a very nicely laid out spec sheet, which is always which I'm always appreciative of if a company actually puts a nice spec list in their catalog, because all too often it's a confusing mess. Here it's not, and it's easy to see, and, well, Ferdinand Berthoud, not much else to say. Hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for watching the video to the end. If you liked it, please subscribe and like the video. Perhaps consider supporting me on Patreon. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I will be coming out with catalog collectors once a week for the foreseeable future. Of course, until I run out of catalogs. We'll see what happens then. See you in the next one.